To master self-control is to unlock one of the most powerful tools for influencing relationships and overcoming negative feelings. Self-control is not merely the ability to suppress an emotional outburst or hold back words in the heat of the moment. It is the art of governing your internal world, your thoughts, emotions, and reactions in a way that reflects strength, confidence, and poise. When you exhibit this level of mastery, you not only empower yourself, but also become a beacon of stability and reliability in the eyes of others, particularly in relationships. In the realm of relationships, emotional control is often the defining factor between fleeting connections and enduring bonds. People are naturally drawn to those who possess a calm and measured demeanor, especially during challenging times. When you show restraint instead of reacting impulsively, it communicates that you are secure within yourself. This security is magnetic. It signals that you are not at the mercy of circumstances or external influences, but rather you operate from a place of grounded self-assurance. Achieving this mastery requires a conscious effort to shift your perspective on challenges and setbacks. Instead of viewing a disagreement or a moment of rejection as a personal attack, see it as an opportunity to practice resilience and patience. Imagine a scenario where someone's behavior disappoints you or fails to meet your expectations. The immediate temptation might be to lash out, demand answers, or force a resolution. However, these actions often undermine your power. They place you in a reactive position, allowing the other person to dictate your emotional state. Self-control, on the other hand, places the reins firmly in your hands. It allows you to pause, breathe, and approach the situation from a position of strength rather than vulnerability. When a man observes this level of composure, it shifts his perception of you. He no longer sees someone who is easily swayed by emotions, but instead recognizes a partner who exudes confidence and self-respect. This is incredibly attractive because it challenges him to rise to your level. Men often gravitate toward individuals who inspire them to grow, and a woman who masters her emotions sends a powerful message. She does not need external validation to feel whole. This silent yet profound assertion creates a lasting impression. To cultivate self-control, start by paying attention to the triggers that cause emotional turbulence. Recognize the patterns in your reactions. Are there certain words, actions, or situations that consistently provoke you? By identifying these triggers, you can begin to dismantle their hold on you. Awareness is the first step toward change. Once you are aware, you can create space between the trigger and your response. This space is where your power lies. It allows you to choose a reaction that aligns with your values and goals, rather than succumbing to the fleeting impulses of the moment. Practicing mindfulness is another effective way to enhance self-control. When you cultivate the habit of being present in the moment, you become more attuned to your thoughts and feelings as they arise. Instead of being swept away by a wave of anger or frustration, you can observe these emotions from a place of detachment. This detachment does not mean suppressing your emotions, it means acknowledging them without letting them control you. It is the difference between saying, "I feel angry and I am angry." The former recognizes the emotion as a temporary state, while the latter allows it to define you. This subtle shift in perspective can make a significant difference in how you handle situations. Another key aspect of mastering self-control is understanding the power of silence. Silence is often misunderstood as a passive or submissive response, but in reality, it is one of the most assertive tools at your disposal. When faced with conflict or provocation, choosing to remain silent can disarm the other person and shift the dynamic in your favor. Silence gives you time to collect your thoughts, assess the situation, and respond in a way that aligns with your best interests. It also communicates that you are not easily rattled or manipulated, which commands respect. In moments of silence, your actions often speak louder than words. For example, instead of arguing or trying to prove a point, you might choose to walk away or redirect your focus to something productive. This shows that you prioritize your peace and well-being over engaging in unproductive conflicts. It is a powerful statement that does not require words to convey. Building this kind of self-control is a gradual process that requires consistent effort and self-awareness. It involves rewiring your habits and thought patterns to align with a mindset of empowerment. One practical way to do this is through visualization. Before entering a potentially triggering situation, take a moment to visualize yourself responding with grace and composure. Imagine the confidence and calm radiating from you and anchor yourself in that image. Over time, this practice trains your mind to default to a state of control rather than reactivity. Radiating self-worth is not about grandiose displays of confidence or seeking constant validation from others. Instead, it is a quiet, unshakable understanding of your intrinsic value. This understanding becomes a core part of how you carry yourself, how you interact with others, and how you approach relationships. Self-worth is the foundation upon which healthy, fulfilling relationships are built. It is what sets the tone for how others perceive and treat you. When you deeply believe in your value, others are compelled to recognize and respect it as well. Self-worth begins with self-awareness. To value yourself, you must first know yourself, your strengths, weaknesses, desires, and boundaries. This requires a willingness to look inward, to confront your fears and insecurities, and to embrace the parts of yourself that you may have been conditioned to hide or dismiss. It means understanding that your value is not tied to external factors like your appearance, achievements, or the opinions of others. Your worth is inherent and unchanging, rooted in the simple fact that you are a unique individual with something meaningful to offer. When you radiate self-worth, it changes the way you show up in the world. You stop seeking approval from others because you no longer need it to feel whole. This shift in mindset is incredibly liberating. It allows you to focus on your own growth and happiness rather than trying to fit into someone else's expectations or ideals. This independence is magnetic. People are naturally drawn to those who are confident in their own skin, who do not need external validation to feel good about themselves. This is particularly true in romantic relationships. A man is more likely to be intrigued and captivated by someone who carries themselves with self-assuredness, someone who knows their value and is not afraid to stand by it. One of the most powerful ways to communicate self-worth is through your actions. Words can be persuasive, but actions are what truly define your character. When you value yourself, it is reflected in the choices you make. You prioritize your well-being and happiness. You surround yourself with people who uplift and inspire you, and you distance yourself from those who drain your energy or treat you poorly. You invest your time and energy into pursuits that align with your values and passions rather than chasing after things or people that do not serve your highest good. These actions speak volumes about how you perceive yourself, and they send a clear message to others about how you expect to be treated. Setting and maintaining boundaries is another critical aspect of radiating self-worth. Boundaries are not about shutting people out or being inflexible. They are about defining what is acceptable and unacceptable in your relationships. They are a way of protecting your energy and ensuring that your interactions with others are healthy and respectful. When you have strong boundaries, you are less likely to tolerate behavior that undermines your self-esteem or compromises your values. This in turn makes you more attractive to others because it shows that you have standards and are not willing to settle for less than you deserve. Radiating self-worth also means taking responsibility for your own happiness. It is easy to fall into the trap of expecting others to fill the gaps in your self-esteem or to make you feel complete. However, this places an unfair burden on them and sets a stage for disappointment and resentment. When you take ownership of your happiness, you free yourself from this cycle. You learn to find joy and fulfillment within yourself rather than relying on external sources. This self-reliance is empowering, and it creates a sense of stability that others find reassuring and appealing. Another important aspect of self-worth is self-care. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being is a tangible way of showing yourself love and respect. This might involve eating nourishing foods, staying active, getting enough rest, or seeking professional help when needed. It also includes engaging in activities that bring you joy, setting aside time for relaxation and reflection, and cultivating a mindset of gratitude and positivity. When you make self-care a priority, it not only improves your quality of life, but also reinforces your sense of self-worth. Others notice this commitment to your well-being and are inspired to treat you with the same level of care and respect. Confidence is another natural byproduct of self-worth. When you know your value, you are not afraid to assert yourself or to take risks. You trust your instincts and believe in your ability to navigate challenges. This confidence is not about arrogance or superiority. It is about having faith in yourself and your capabilities. It is about knowing that you are enough just as you are, and that you have the strength and resilience to handle whatever comes your way. This kind of confidence is incredibly attractive because it inspires trust and admiration. Radiating self-worth also involves embracing vulnerability. It can be tempting to put up walls or to present a facade of perfection to protect yourself from rejection or judgment. However, true self-worth comes from accepting yourself fully, flaws and all, and being willing to show your authentic self to others. This authenticity creates deeper connections and fosters trust and intimacy in your relationships. It shows that you are secure enough in yourself to be open and honest, even when it feels uncomfortable or risky. When you radiate self-worth, you set a powerful example for others. You show them what it means to love and respect yourself, and you inspire them to do the same. This creates a ripple effect, elevating the quality of your relationships and enriching your life in countless ways. Mastering the art of mystery in relationships involves a delicate balance between openness and withholding. It is not about being deceitful or playing games, but rather about preserving an air of intrigue that naturally draws others closer to you. People are innately curious creatures, and when they sense there is more to discover about someone, they are often compelled to seek out the hidden layers. This sense of curiosity and desire to uncover the unknown can be a powerful dynamic in relationships, especially when it is cultivated with intention and authenticity. At the heart of maintaining mystery is the practice of selective sharing. While it is essential to build trust and intimacy through openness, sharing every detail of your life, thoughts, or feelings all at once can sometimes diminish the excitement and depth of a connection. Mystery thrives on the gradual unfolding of who you are, allowing the other person to learn about you over time. This slow revelation creates a sense of anticipation and keeps the relationship engaging and dynamic. When someone feels that there is always more to discover about you, they remain captivated and invested in the relationship. Creating an air of mystery requires self-discipline and self-awareness. It starts with understanding what aspects of your life, personality, or experiences you want to share and what you prefer to keep private. This does not mean building walls or being inaccessible, but rather being intentional about how you present yourself. For instance, instead of immediately answering every question about your past or future plans, you might choose to offer partial insights or pose reflective questions in return. This approach not only keeps the conversation engaging, but also encourages the other person to invest effort in getting to know you. Another way to cultivate mystery is through your actions and behavior. Being unpredictable in a positive way can make you more intriguing. This might involve surprising someone with your knowledge, skills, or interests that they did not initially expect. For example, if you have a hobby or talent that is not immediately apparent, revealing it at an unexpected moment can spark admiration and curiosity. Similarly, demonstrating depth and complexity in your thinking or approach to life can leave a lasting impression. People are drawn to those who defy expectations and challenge conventional assumptions. Maintaining an aura of mystery also means resisting the urge to over-explain yourself or seek validation for your choices. When you exude confidence in your decisions and actions without feeling the need to justify them, it communicates that you are secure in who you are. This sense of self-assurance is deeply appealing because it creates a perception of independence and strength. It shows that you do not need external approval to feel complete, which often makes others more intrigued and eager to understand what drives you. A critical aspect of cultivating mystery is the ability to listen more than you speak. When you show genuine interest in others and focus on understanding their perspectives, you not only foster deeper connections, but also create a contrast that heightens your allure. People often find it refreshing to be around someone who is attentive and curious about their experiences rather than constantly talking about themselves. This listening-oriented approach allows you to learn more about the other person while simultaneously revealing less about yourself, adding to the sense of mystery. Physical presence and body language can also play a significant role in creating an air of mystery. The way you carry yourself, the subtle expressions you use, and the deliberate pauses in your conversations can all convey depth and intrigue. For example, maintaining steady eye contact without revealing too much through your words can leave someone wondering about your thoughts and intentions. Similarly, a confident posture and calm demeanor can communicate that you are someone worth paying attention to without needing to say it outright. Mystery also involves a willingness to embrace silence and space. Allowing moments of quiet or choosing to spend time apart can enhance the dynamic of a relationship. Absence often creates a sense of longing and appreciation, making the time spent together more meaningful. When you are not constantly available or predictable, it encourages others to value the moments they have with you. This sense of limited access can heighten their desire to connect with you and deepen their investment in the relationship. Another way to maintain mystery is by having a life outside of the relationship. Pursuing your passions, hobbies, and personal goals not only enriches your own life, but also makes you more intriguing to others. When someone sees that you are driven and fulfilled by your pursuits, they are often inspired and motivated to learn more about what makes you tick. This independence and focus on self-growth create a dynamic where the other person feels privileged to be part of your world, rather than taking your presence for granted. Being mysterious does not mean being distant or emotionally unavailable. On the contrary, it requires a delicate interplay between closeness and distance, openness and restraint. It is about knowing when to reveal parts of yourself and when to hold back, creating a rhythm that keeps the relationship vibrant and compelling. This approach fosters a sense of respect and admiration, as it demonstrates that you value your own boundaries and self-respect. When you cultivate an air of mystery, you create a sense of exclusivity that makes others feel special when they are allowed into your inner world. This sense of privilege and discovery often deepens their connection to you, as they recognize that you do not share yourself with just anyone. Emotional independence is one of the most powerful attributes you can cultivate in a relationship. It is not about distancing yourself emotionally or avoiding vulnerability, but rather about developing the inner strength to stand on your own, regardless of external circumstances. When you possess emotional independence, you are no longer reliant on others to define your worth, happiness, or sense of identity. This makes you not only more resilient, but also far more appealing to others, as you exude a sense of stability and self-reliance that is deeply attractive. At the core of emotional independence is self-awareness. It begins with understanding your emotions, what triggers them, and how to manage them constructively. Instead of reacting impulsively or relying on others to soothe or validate your feelings, you learn to process your emotions internally. This might involve journaling, meditating, or simply taking time to reflect on your experiences before responding to them. By mastering this level of self-awareness, you gain control over your emotional responses, which creates a sense of calm and balance in your interactions with others. Emotional independence is also rooted in self-validation. Many people fall into the trap of seeking approval or affirmation from others to feel good about themselves. While external validation can be gratifying, it is fleeting and unreliable. True confidence and self-worth come from within. When you validate yourself, when you acknowledge your own achievements, values, and desires without needing someone else to confirm them, you become emotionally self-sufficient. This independence not only shields you from the highs and lows of external validation, but also sends a clear message that you are secure in who you are, which is inherently attractive. A crucial aspect of emotional independence is setting healthy boundaries. When you are emotionally independent, you recognize the importance of protecting your mental and emotional well-being. You are not afraid to say no or to remove yourself from situations that drain you or compromise your values. This boundary setting demonstrates self-respect and shows others that you value yourself enough to prioritize your needs. It also teaches them how to treat you, as people are more likely to respect someone who respects themselves. Another hallmark of emotional independence is the ability to find fulfillment within yourself. This means cultivating a rich and satisfying inner life that does not rely on external sources for happiness. You engage in hobbies, pursue goals, and nurture relationships that bring you joy, but you do not depend on any one thing or person to feel complete. This independence creates a sense of freedom, as you are not tethered to the emotional ups and downs of others. It also makes you more attractive because it shows that you are content and whole on your own, which is a magnetic quality. Emotional independence does not mean being aloof or disconnected. On the contrary, it allows for deeper and more meaningful connections because it removes the element of neediness. When you do not need someone to fill an emotional void or to constantly reassure you, you can approach relationships from a place of abundance rather than lack. This creates a dynamic where both partners feel value for who they are, not for what they can provide. It also fosters mutual respect and admiration, as neither person feels burdened by the other's emotional needs. An important element of emotional independence is resilience. Life is full of challenges and setbacks, and being emotionally independent equips you to handle them with grace. Instead of collapsing under the weight of difficulties or relying on others to carry you through, you develop the inner strength to navigate adversity on your own. This resilience not only enhances your self-confidence but also inspires others, as they see you as someone who can weather storms without losing your composure. This quality is particularly appealing in a partner, as it suggests stability and reliability. Cultivating emotional independence also involves practicing self-care. Taking care of your physical, mental, and emotional health is a form of self-respect that reinforces your independence. When you prioritize your well-being, you send a message to yourself and others that you value yourself enough to invest in your own happiness. This might involve maintaining a healthy lifestyle, seeking therapy or coaching when needed, or simply taking time to relax and recharge. Self-care is not selfish, it is a necessary component of emotional independence that enables you to show up as your best self in all areas of life. Another key aspect of emotional independence is the ability to manage expectations. Many people enter relationships with unrealistic expectations, hoping their partner will fulfill all their needs or solve all their problems. This can lead to disappointment and conflict when those expectations are not met. Emotional independence, however, allows you to take responsibility for your own happiness and to approach relationships with realistic and balanced expectations. You understand that no one person can be everything to you and that it is healthy to have other sources of support and fulfillment in your life. Finally, emotional independence fosters authenticity. When you are emotionally independent, you are free to be yourself without fear of judgment or rejection. You do not feel the need to conform to someone else's expectations or to hide parts of yourself to gain approval. This authenticity is incredibly attractive because it shows that you are confident in who you are and that you value honesty and integrity in your relationships. It also creates a safe space for others to be themselves, which deepens the connection and trust between you. Respecting a man's need for space is one of the most crucial yet often misunderstood dynamics in a relationship. Many people mistake the need for space as a sign of disinterest or withdrawal, but it is, in fact, a natural and healthy part of emotional balance. Understanding and embracing this need not only strengthens the relationship, but also fosters a deeper connection built on mutual respect and trust. Every individual, regardless of gender, requires personal space to process their thoughts, recharge, and maintain their sense of individuality. For men, this need can sometimes be more pronounced due to societal pressures and expectations placed on them to be providers, protectors, or problem solvers, the demand to always be on. In these roles can be overwhelming, and having space offers a sanctuary where they can reflect and regain their equilibrium. When this need is met without judgment or resistance, it creates an atmosphere of respect that allows the relationship to flourish. Respecting his space begins with recognizing that his need for solitude is not a reflection of his feelings for you. It is easy to take such moments personally, interpreting them as a lack of interest or affection, but this is rarely the case. Instead, this need often stems from his desire to maintain his sense of self within the relationship. Relationships thrive when both partners retain their individuality rather than merging into one another completely. By honoring his space, you are allowing him to nurture his own identity, which ultimately benefits the relationship as a whole. Giving space also involves resisting the urge to constantly check in, seek reassurance, or demand explanations for his behavior. Men, like anyone, may feel suffocated when their need for space is questioned or dismissed. This can lead to unnecessary tension or even cause them to withdraw further. On the other hand, when you respond with understanding and patience, it communicates that you trust him and the foundation of the relationship. Trust is an essential component of any partnership, and respecting his autonomy strengthens it. Another important aspect of respecting a man's need for space is recognizing that it is not just about physical separation. Space can also mean emotional distance for a period where he might need time to sort through his feelings or deal with personal challenges without feeling the pressure to articulate everything immediately. Men are often conditioned to process emotions internally before sharing them, and allowing them the room to do so is a sign of emotional intelligence and maturity. When they feel free to handle their emotions in their own way, they are more likely to return to the relationship with a clearer mind and heart. Respecting his space also provides an opportunity for you to focus on yourself. Instead of viewing his need for space as a void to be filled, consider it a chance to invest in your own growth, interests, and passions. This not only keeps the relationship balanced, but also makes you more attractive as an individual. A relationship where both partners have their own lives and pursuits is often more dynamic and fulfilling than one where they are overly dependent on each other for happiness. It is important to communicate your understanding of his need for space in a way that feels supportive rather than dismissive. A simple acknowledgement like, "I understand you need some time for yourself, and I respect that," can go a long way in showing that you value his feelings. This level of communication fosters an environment where both partners feel safe to express their needs without fear of judgment or misunderstanding. There is also a delicate balance to be maintained when respecting his space. While it is essential to honor his need for independence, it is equally important to ensure that the relationship does not become one-sided or neglectful. If his need for space begins to feel excessive or starts to interfere with the connection you share, it is worth having an open and honest conversation about boundaries and expectations. Respecting his space does not mean sacrificing your own emotional needs or the health of the relationship. Another way to show respect for his need for space is to avoid overanalyzing or attempting to control the situation. It can be tempting to fill in the blanks with assumptions or to try to manage his emotions, but this often backfires. Instead, practice patience and let him come to you when he is ready. This approach not only demonstrates confidence and self-assurance, but also creates a dynamic where he feels safe to re-engage on his terms, knowing that you respect his autonomy. Respecting a man's need for space can also deepen his appreciation for you. When he sees that you are willing to honor his individuality and trust him to navigate his own emotions, it reinforces the idea that you are a partner who truly understands him. This level of respect and understanding often inspires a reciprocal effort on his part to meet your needs and nurture the relationship. It creates a positive cycle where both partners feel valued and supported, strengthening the bond between you. Understanding his need for space is ultimately about recognizing that love is not about possession or control. It is about giving each other the freedom to be yourselves while building a connection based on mutual respect and trust. Men are naturally drawn to women who exude confidence, but the kind of confidence that captivates is not superficial or boastful. It is a deep-seated self-assurance rooted in knowing your worth. This form of confidence is quiet yet commanding. It doesn't need to be announced, and it cannot be feigned. It's an energy that comes from within, making you not just attractive but irresistible. When a woman embodies this type of confidence, she becomes unforgettable, creating a lasting impression that lingers long after interactions have ended. Confidence begins with self-awareness. It requires understanding who you are, what you bring to the table, and what you will not tolerate. This clarity eliminates the need for external validation because your sense of worth is internally derived. You don't seek approval or acceptance from others because you already know your value. This unshakable self-belief is magnetic. Men are instinctively drawn to women who hold themselves in high regard because it signals that they know how to respect themselves and, by extension, how to respect others. One of the hallmarks of confident women is their ability to set boundaries. They are not afraid to say no when something doesn't align with their values or desires. This refusal to settle communicates strength and self-respect, which men find incredibly alluring. A woman who sets boundaries shows that she values herself enough to protect her peace and prioritize her needs. This not only earns respect, but also creates a dynamic where men are compelled to rise to her standards, as she won't compromise on what she deserves. Confident women also carry themselves with grace and composure. They don't let minor inconveniences or external challenges rattle them because they know that their worth isn't tied to external circumstances. This composure creates an aura of reliability and calm that is deeply appealing. Men are naturally drawn to women who can maintain their dignity in any situation, as it demonstrates emotional intelligence and maturity. This poise is a subtle yet powerful way to command attention without needing to seek it overtly. Another defining trait of confident women is their independence. They have their own lives, interests, and ambitions that are separate from their relationships. This independence doesn't mean they don't value connection or intimacy. It means they don't rely on a partner to complete them or define their identity. When a woman is independent, she becomes a partner rather than a dependent, which creates a healthier and more balanced dynamic in any relationship. Men are naturally drawn to this independence because it signals strength, capability, and self-sufficiency. Confident women also know how to communicate effectively. They are not afraid to express their thoughts, needs, or desires because they trust their voice and value their perspective. This confidence in communication eliminates misunderstandings and creates an environment of openness and respect. Men appreciate women who can articulate their feelings clearly and assertively without resorting to aggression or passivity. It shows that she values herself enough to speak up and that she respects others enough to engage in honest dialogue. A confident woman's presence is also marked by authenticity. She doesn't pretend to be someone she's not to fit into a mold or gain approval. Instead, she embraces her true self, flaws and all, and presents herself unapologetically. This authenticity is rare and refreshing, making her stand out in a world where so many people try to conform. Men are especially drawn to this authenticity because it creates a sense of trust and genuineness that is hard to find. A woman who is true to herself inspires others to be true to themselves as well. Another aspect of confidence is the ability to handle rejection or failure with grace. Confident women understand that not every opportunity or relationship will work out, and they don't let setbacks define them. Instead, they view these experiences as opportunities for growth and move forward with resilience. This attitude demonstrates strength and maturity, which are incredibly attractive qualities. Men admire women who can navigate life's challenges with optimism and self-assurance because it shows that they are capable of weathering storms without losing themselves. Confident women also prioritize self-care and personal growth. They understand that taking care of their physical, emotional, and mental well-being is not a luxury but a necessity. This commitment to self-improvement not only enhances their confidence but also sets an example for others. Men are drawn to women who invest in themselves because it signals that they value their own happiness and well-being. This self-investment radiates outward, making her glow with a sense of purpose and fulfillment that is hard to ignore. Finally, confident women exude an unshakable belief in their ability to achieve their goals and dreams. They are not deterred by obstacles or naysayers because they trust their capabilities and remain focused on their vision. This ambition and determination are incredibly attractive because they inspire others to pursue their own aspirations. Men are especially drawn to women who are passionate about their goals because it shows that they are driven, purposeful, and capable of creating a fulfilling life. Being unpredictable in a relationship is not about playing games or creating confusion. It's about maintaining an air of mystery, excitement, and individuality that keeps the dynamic fresh and engaging. Predictability can lead to complacency and diminish the spark that initially drew two people together. On the other hand, a sense of unpredictability injects life into the relationship, making it vibrant and compelling. This doesn't mean being erratic or inconsistent. It's about being multidimensional and allowing your partner to continuously discover new layers of who you are. Unpredictability starts with embracing spontaneity. When you're open to trying new experiences, going on adventures, or even changing up your routines, you bring a sense of excitement and novelty to the relationship. This unpredictability sparks curiosity and intrigue, making you someone who is not only enjoyable to be around, but also fascinating to learn about. Men are naturally drawn to this energy because it challenges them to stay engaged and interested. It breaks the monotony of routine and keeps the relationship dynamic and alive. At the heart of unpredictability is the ability to surprise your partner not just with grand gestures, but with subtle, meaningful actions that show you are thoughtful and attentive. Surprises don't always have to involve material gifts or elaborate plans. They can be as simple as saying something unexpected, showing up in a way that defies expectations, or expressing affection at an unexpected moment. These small surprises build an emotional connection and reinforce the idea that you are someone who cannot be taken for granted. Men appreciate this because it creates a sense of wonder and appreciation for the relationship. Unpredictability also involves keeping parts of yourself reserved for discovery over time. While openness and honesty are critical in a relationship, sharing everything about yourself all at once can eliminate the natural progression of getting to know each other. By allowing your partner to uncover different aspects of your personality, interests, and aspirations gradually, you create an unfolding story that keeps him intrigued. This doesn't mean being secretive or withholding. It's about recognizing that mystery can be an asset when used thoughtfully. Being unpredictable also means being adaptable and flexible in your approach to life and relationships. When you can adjust to changing circumstances, embrace new challenges, or shift perspectives without losing your core identity, you demonstrate a level of resilience and complexity that is deeply attractive. Men admire women who can navigate life's ups and downs with grace and confidence while maintaining an element of surprise in how they approach situations. This adaptability signals strength and creativity, which are qualities that keep relationships engaging and fulfilling. Another way unpredictability manifests is in how you express your independence and individuality. When you pursue your own interests, passions, and goals outside of the relationship, it shows that you have a rich and fulfilling life that doesn't solely revolve around your partner. This independence keeps him intrigued and motivated to be a part of your world without feeling like he's the center of it. Men are naturally drawn to women who have their own sense of purpose and identity because it creates a dynamic of mutual respect and admiration. Unpredictability can also involve challenging your partner in a healthy way. When you're not afraid to express your opinions, stand your ground, or offer new perspectives, you create a relationship dynamic that is intellectually and emotionally stimulating. Men appreciate women who challenge them because it keeps them on their toes and encourages personal growth. This kind of unpredictability fosters deeper conversations, encourages critical thinking, and strengthens the emotional connection between partners. Moreover, unpredictability in how you handle emotions and reactions can be incredibly compelling. This doesn't mean suppressing feelings or being inconsistent. It's about responding to situations with a level of emotional intelligence that is unexpected. For example, instead of reacting to a disagreement with anger or frustration, you might respond with calmness, humor, or insight. These unexpected reactions not only diffuse tension but also showcase your emotional maturity and depth, qualities that men find irresistible. Unpredictability also plays a role in how you express affection. Instead of following predictable patterns of love and care, you can find unique and creative ways to show appreciation for your partner. This might include writing a heartfelt note, planning a surprise date, or simply showing affection in a way that aligns with his love language. These gestures keep the relationship fresh and exciting, reminding him that you are always thinking of ways to nurture the bond you share. Finally, unpredictability is about embracing the element of fun and playfulness in the relationship. When you're not afraid to be silly, spontaneous, or lighthearted, you create an environment where joy and laughter can thrive. This playfulness keeps the relationship from becoming too serious or stagnant and allows both partners to relax and enjoy each other's company. Men are naturally drawn to this kind of energy because it makes the relationship feel like a source of happiness and positivity rather than stress or obligation. By embodying unpredictability in these ways, you create an experience that is constantly evolving, keeping the relationship exciting and meaningful.